Hey y'all, it's Sumto and Shadi here.
Yes. Welcome back.
Welcome back to our YouTube channel.
Sorry, I feel so cringe.
Our story today, it's a very interesting one. It's sad. It's memorable.
I'd say memorable.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So this is about our trip. We went on a trip. I first went on a trip with my mom. Went to travel with my mom. It was a night bus trip.
Yes, road trip.
Yeah.
We went to the village.
Yes. So for me, night trip, the road night trip, it's normal for me, right? But experiencing it with my wife, oh boy. Going through it with my wife, oh boy.
How do you say what? I was so excited for this trip because we had like 2 weeks of there were so many things that we were doing and preparing for. The prior 2 weeks we had just went to our first assembly together as a married couple and preparing like what we would wear and our everything, and then we also got custom pieces made for a really big extravagant wedding.
Something you see it up there somewhere here.
Okay. And what else? Just a lot of things that were just kind of like all close together, and the ending of the busy 2 weeks was this road trip to the village. So I was really excited. Some of y'all may know, some of y'all may not know, but I was a traveler prior to getting married and calling Nigeria my home. So this road trip was I'm like, okay, this is gonna be adventurous. I'm gonna be with my man. It's gonna be great, So yeah.
Yeah, so she was coming to my hometown. She was coming to Anambra State for the first time. She was coming to see my family, the community, and what to experience what the eastern part of Nigeria looks like. So yeah, my mom joined us, and it was very funny. In the bus. In the bus. I think she had an experience in the bus.
Oh, I had some experiences in the bus. But before we got to the bus, leaving the house, we left the house really late, so my husband, we were able to pack all of our things in a backpack. And again, I'm feeling very I'm excited. Okay, I'm in Nigeria. We stay in the city, by the way. And we are leaving the house, and he has on the backpack. We have everything we need, and we're journeying to the bus station where his mom would be. And so we get to the bus station, and there's it's busy. There's a lot going on. We're waiting on the bus, and people are buying tickets and all this stuff. People are selling food, and it's dark, and there's not really any street lights or anything, just people out. So yeah.
So it got to the time for boarding the bus. It was rowdy. A lot of people were trying to get in. We finally got to our seats. We took selfies. We took pictures in the seat, because honestly, it was new for me, because I got married. I recently got married, and we were having our first trip together.
Yeah.
So it was memorable. So we took pictures to get those memories saved.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then my wife recorded some singing and chanting in the vehicle.
Oh my gosh, y'all. So that was a whole new thing. So the journey got started, right? And we're on this big bus. This bus is very comfortable, okay? It's not the buses that you see, the everyday buses in Lagos that you see on YouTube, that may have the windows out. It was a very comfortable bus. So the journey begins. So the bus just starts to drive off, and you just feel this. It's the rockiness because of the roads and everything. And now I've heard of this. I knew there was going to be some type of worshiping on the bus, because that's just what African people tend to do. From my perspective, someone's going to either pray, or there's going to be singing or shouting, thanking God and praising God and asking of God and all that stuff. Well, it started, okay? So we're on the bus and this guy just gets up and he starts to pray. And he has his Bible, and then after that, they start singing. And
Y'all listen to this crooked voice, okay?
Oh, yes.
Oh my God!
Yes. Let me just pause it. Yeah. So they start singing. Everyone's singing in unison. Like, I don't speak the language, I don't understand the accents, but they're all singing a song in unison together. So I was like, wow. And they don't worship the same, like, we're not of the same faith as the people on the bus, of course. So I don't really know what they're saying, but I just know that they're doing their worship or whatever. But that was just interesting.
That was so funny to my wife. The man's voice, the way he was screaming, it was so funny to my wife.
Yeah. But I wasn't laughing out loud. I'm just chuckling to you because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a new experience. I've never experienced anything like that before, ever.
Yeah.
So that was very interesting.
Yeah, so it was a long trip. It was like we traveled from like 11 p.m. Like I said, it was a night trip. So from like 10, 11 p.m. up until like we got to Onitsha. Onitsha is like the in between. There's a bridge in between the east, like it's just that separates so
it separates what? It's like a landmark.
Yeah, it's a landmark and it separates Anambra State from Delta State. So once you cross the bridge, you're in Anambra State.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got there.
Oh, and like somewhere around that time period, there was a fight that broke out on the bus, y'all. So that was also another crazy thing that happened, like a literal fight. A woman who had a baby with her and a man. I don't know what had happened. I don't know if he stepped on something that was hers, I think, something like that. But they started physically fighting on the bus. And my husband just told me to turn my head and look away as he was just like viewing what was happening. Because there was like a lot of, it was a lot going on, a lot of commotion going on. And they were both hitting each other, and you know, when you're on a bus, everyone has their luggage and stuff, so it's already kind of tight a little bit anyway, but I could just hear the commotion, and I'm like, they're really fighting on this bus, and the bus is still moving like this is normal, like this is okay. Like where I'm from, if you're fighting on the bus, you're like getting kicked out of the bus. Like who cares what you paid, you gotta go. They fought until they didn't want to fight anymore. And yeah, so
so it was a terrible situation, you know. It was the cause of the fight was unnecessary, you know. It's like a woman not knowing she's a woman and have to just let a man help her.
Oh, that's what it was?
Yes. The man was trying to help her and she was not accepting the help. It was, and I think the man was like, hey, this is best for not only you. He was trying to do something, I don't remember exactly what it is, but he was trying to do it to benefit her and benefit him at the same time, just to position everybody in good. Okay. You understand? But she was resisting and she wants what she wants. So yeah, that was the cause of the fight. Well, long story short, we continued our journey. Everyone calmed down. The journey went on, and the driver didn't even care what this was going on. He kept moving.
And it wasn't like they were just arguing. Okay, they were actually physically fighting, and I was surprised. People got up to try to break it up, but I don't know, that could have been even more dangerous because you never know if someone has a knife on them or anything, and so I don't know.
Yeah, so we continued our journey. We got into Anambra State. Whew. When we got there, the first thing my wife noticed was like a different kind of air.
Yeah, it was like nice, it was calm, there was like a little bit of fog in the air, it was cooler, and the vegetation, like the greenery was so beautiful and refreshing. You know, here in Lagos, there's not much of that because we live in the city, but there it's just, it reminded me of like when I stayed in Costa Rica. Like you see the farmers, at one point we saw a farmer teaching, I think a younger child something as we were driving by, and the animals, and it was just beautiful. It's like, wow, this is so nice. It made me really like think back to like, I'm really on this continent. Mm-hmm. I'm really in Africa. And like, it's just it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I enjoy that kind of peace when I travel. Mm-hmm. You know, it feels so different. Yeah. Lagos is difficult. Mm-hmm. The air you breathe is contaminated, like it's polluted, like it's noise pollution, air pollution, yes. Everything. So whenever we travel back home, like it's a big thing. Like you get this fresh air, and it's just hit you, and you're like, yes, I'm home.
Yes.
I'm home, and it's cool, calm. Mm-hmm. We don't see much fog here, but there is. You enjoy the weather in its best situation. Mm-hmm. So we went through that. It was fun. It was nice to experience that again.
Yeah, and I'm just every so often I'm looking out the window constantly for the most part, and then just like tapping my husband, like look, like you know, like or he'll tap me like, you see that or something, and it's just I'm excited and I'm enjoying the experience and every moment, like just taking it all in. So yeah.
Yes, and all of that changed in a moment. It changed where we go to a checkpoint. A police checkpoint.
Yes. Okay. So their police here kind of looks like military. Like sometimes they carry sometimes these big rifles. I don't know if you can say that on YouTube, but they carry a weapon. And we got, now I didn't know, mind you, okay, everybody has their own little accents, heavy accents, right? And so most of the time I don't know what's going on unless my husband say, let's move, let's go, then I know, okay? But other than that, he's my eyes, he's my ears. I don't really know what's going on, and I don't really care to know. I'm just in my own world and just absorbing what my eyes are seeing. So we get to the checkpoint, and I guess the military, he's in front of the bus, and he tells everybody to get off the bus. So everyone's getting off the bus but leaving their luggage on the bus. Now I'm like, okay, we're leaving our bags on the bus. Like, let's take our bag with us. What if someone steals it? What if someone goes through our stuff? Like, but we have to. Everyone leaves everything on the bus, so we leave, and we have to cross over on foot the highway. Like, cross over the highway on foot, and there's ongoing traffic, to and from. So my husband grabs me, and we're crossing over the highway. We get across safely. Boom, okay, that was the dangerous part, right?
Mm-hmm. That doesn't end there. It doesn't end there for my wife.
Oh my gosh. So then we're basically just walking with the crowd, like the crowd of people that just got off the bus. We're just going the same direction as everyone else. But mind you, we're in a different state, and we don't really know I don't know the area. He doesn't, this is not his everyday area, and I for sure don't know the area. So we're walking with a group of people, and then all of a sudden, I just see and hear everybody running the opposite direction as us. So what do? My husband and I, we're always holding hands. So we have each other's hand, and we started running. I'm like, we gotta go because, as a black person,
come on, we gotta represent.
A group of people running, you don't have to ask any questions.
There's danger. There must be danger. Black people, we don't just run.
We're out.
We don't just run, but we run when we need to run.
And so we started running, and then what happened next? What was going? Because I was like, okay, The military police officer guy just told us to get off the bus. I really didn't understand why. We crossed over the highway, and then we're walking, and then all of a sudden, you just see African people running. That's what I see. And yelling, and I'm like, oh my gosh, are they gonna start shooting? What is going on? But this is all processing very quickly in my head. My husband has my hand, we're running, and then what do you do then?
I take my wife on a kind of pavement that leads away from the place where people were running, because I had looked ahead, and guess what? I saw a cow.
Yes, a bull.
A bull.
It was a bull.
Rolling toward the bull had escaped from a church. Like it was, I think it was tied in the church.
Yes.
So it escaped from the church and was heading towards the people coming.
My goodness. And it had big old horns. And so that's why everybody was running, because the bull was charging. Oh my God.
It was an experience.
So my husband put me on like the ledge, like to get me out of dangerous way. And can y'all just imagine, like you're in a country that's not your home country, though you're with your man, so you feel safe, right? But everything is just out of the ordinary. Like, when will you ever be charged by a bull?
On a regular day.
Yes. So, it's just a lot going on. And then prior...
Welcome to Nigeria. Anything can happen. Like, anything can come to you. Like, it can just happen.
And it happened so fast. I was thankful he got me out of dangerous way. And then he got over to the ledge once I was on the ledge, and we didn't get hit by the bull. And then it just kept going forward, and then we were able to cross back over and continue on our path.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got on the bus again. We were able to get on the bus again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got on the bus, and not too long after we got on the bus again, it took us to our destination. Like, maybe we had to rest for a little bit in the bus and cut off the camera and relax.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you want to?
Yeah, but also while on the bus, like, I saw so much on the way there. Like, I saw babies that were unclothed, just running around like it's normal where I'm from. That is not the case at all. And I saw even people, like I saw a woman who was in her undergarment on her porch. Like, we were just getting more and more into like rural territory, like, okay. And just a lot. There was so much that my eyes just took in, and I was just like, wow. Just like, wow.
Yeah, and mind you, on this trip, we had places to go to.
Yeah.
We're not just going to my hometown first. So we had to get to Imo State, Owerri. That was our first destination.
Mm-hmm.
So we got, not long after all of that, we got to Owerri.
Mm-hmm.
We got off the bus. First thing first, man's gotta eat. We had to eat first.
Yes.
I was so hungry. It was a whole, I think we got there like around, we got there like around 11 a.m. Yeah, we got there around 11 a.m. and man was hungry. My wife too, she was hungry, and we went to a mall. First, we went there, we got food. We got on a tricycle, a taxi, a small taxi. My wife she got to enjoy the view around. Like, it was, Owerri is a beautiful state, it's a beautiful place, and it was, she enjoyed her time around and was enjoying the view basically.
And the taxis here are like, I think they're all like yellow. That's what at least in Lagos, that's the ones that I see. Mm-hmm. And they have like the little 3 wheels instead of like a 4 tire car or wheel car or whatever. They have 3, 2 in the back and 1 in the front, and they just, you get to feel the fresh air as you're like driving in them and just look around, and they're just on the go and you're trucking.
We call it keke napep.
Keke napep.
Yeah, that's what we call it, keke.
Keke, yeah, okay.
No, we call it keke. So yeah, we're gonna get food, and after food, rest. We went to the hotel. It was a beautiful place.
Yeah, we really liked the hotel. It was nice. One thing about my husband, I always say one thing about my husband, don't I? But he's really good at like planning things and like he's very detailed. So I didn't have to do any of the planning for this trip, and so he selected the hotel and everything. And we have our taste is the same. Our taste is the same. So like, and he picked a good hotel. I loved it. So it was really nice and cozy, with AC, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
So we got there and we were able to shower and stuff and rest, like he said, rest for sure.
We rested, and was it later the same day or the next day?
About what, that we left?
No, we had to go see family in the state. I think it was the same day.
I think it was the same day.
Yeah, we went the same day to see family in the States, in Imo State. And after which, we met them. They were all happy. They were nice. They were so happy to see my wife for the first time. They wanted to. We just had less than.
It was gonna be a quick trip.
Yeah, it was a very quick one.
Yeah.
So we just had a few hours to spend with them, and they wanted to spend more because they were seeing my wife for the first time. They were like, "She's so beautiful. Why did you see? She was so beautiful." But making all of those wonderful comments, nice comments, and they wanted to spend more time with her, but we didn't have that time.
So we were able to eat one meal with your aunt and cousins.
Yeah.
So that was nice. Also, like, I've heard of all the stories and some of the movies about like, foreigners shouldn't go to the village. So we were like, me going to the village, I was relying on my husband and Jehovah. Like, okay, just my husband's like him protecting me. And if he sees any danger, hears any danger, senses any danger, like he'll get us away, So even though I was meeting family members for the first time, I felt safe. I felt very, very safe. Like my husband, he has me. There's nothing to worry about, and yeah.
Yeah. So we finished. We enjoyed our stay that day. We visited a few family. We visited a few people in our family, and then the next day, because we had to do everything fast, because my wife, she wanted to go to the farm. We had that in mind. She was like, "Babe, I want to go to the farm. I want to farm." She actually wanted to farm, and y'all gonna see her in the farm.
Yeah.
So yeah, we very early the next day, I think, very early the next day after breakfast in the hotel, we packed our stuff and headed to the village.
Yes.
Headed to Anambra State. So we got there. Towards after like around 3-4 p.m. And guess what? My father had organized a very big party. They were cooking, and I was like, "What's going on? What's this all about?" He had hosted a big party for us, like for my wife, basically, because I know that man. So everybody in the village had gathered. They were, oh my goodness! Like I never expected that. He did not tell me that was going to happen. He did not give me any form, like for me to know what to expect. I never expected it. But the first thing immediately we got to there. We decided, okay, because of for some reason we'd have to stay in a hotel.
Oh yeah, so we stayed in a hotel just for comfort levels, like just my comfort level, because this is my first time going to the village. I don't truly know how life is there, and my husband, like one of his main priorities for us and for me is comfort. That's something that he does not play with. So yeah, so we decided we'll stay in a hotel. Also, just for safety reasons as well, because word in the village spreads like wild fire.
Yeah.
So, and you can't be trusting of everybody. Not everybody has good intentions, and when they hear a foreigner is coming, you know, it could lead to some dangerous situations. So we just wanted to keep safety first and foremost.
Yeah, so it was a big party. We didn't have chance to discuss with family. It was just party. A lot of people there coming, drinking, eating,
Dancing. You know, there was a lot of greetings and smiles and laughter. They would hear my accent, I would hear theirs, you know, and it was warm and it was so nice. And you just imagine, like, you know, I'm here in Nigeria, you know, West Africa, and I'm here in the village, and these people, family and friends, associates, they're all coming to greet me in the village. It was a very beautifully overwhelming experience, and just meeting the family member. There were some people that were like way older, you know, like 80 plus, 90 plus years old, meeting them, and oh my gosh, it's just beautiful.
My grandma was like, she's like 90, 96.
Something.
Yeah, she's around
90 something.
Yeah.
If not older. But I was able to meet her, and of course she speaks Igbo, and you know, I don't speak Igbo, but just being able to sit with her and smile with her, and it was just so beautiful. And you know, my father-in-law just organizing everything, my father and my mother-in-law organizing everything, drinks, food. They know I love fruit, so there was an abundance of fruit, and it was beautiful. And at one point, my father-in-law, he took my hand and he was just showing me around the village for a while. And yeah, at first I wasn't gonna hug anyone. Like you just say hi, you know, but just, you know, the hugs, that just came naturally. It's like, okay, because I was just gonna be like, you know, hi, nice to meet you, you know, but hugs just came. It was so warm and welcoming. Like, I felt so grateful and just, I don't know.
Yeah, it was really a wonderful time. It was, and then we were so tired. We didn't see that coming. We just he dived into us, like then he came to us.
Yeah.
So that day was busy, and
we were cooking. Well, my mother-in-law, she was preparing all the food, and yeah.
So.
And then the rain came.
The rain came.
Yes.
Yeah, it's raining. It's always raining in the east, unlike Lagos where they're pushing it away, and it's not always raining. It rains once in a while. Yeah, so it got late and we had to retire back to the hotel.
Yeah, so my in-laws, my father-in-law, he had hired a driver, a security and driver. So they drove us back to the hotel, and my in-laws came with us just to make sure we got there safely. So they dropped us off, and then they left, and yeah.
It was so funny. My dad was treating her like Queen Elizabeth, like a queen of England. Like, he got a driver for her.
Am I not a queen? Am I not a queen?
He got security to see, like, for the entire village. It was like everywhere was secured for her alone. Normally there's insecurity in the east, right? But my dad made sure that security was totally available.
Yes, that's your dad, right? It's like you, first of all, the way you protect me is unlike anything people have seen here. And he is your dad, so that's where you get it from. That's where you get it.
So yeah, that happened. So and
I felt so safe, and I felt so loved. Like, I kind of feel emotional just thinking about it, but because you never really know, like, you know how your in-laws will receive you. especially as a foreigner, do they truly like me? Do they truly love me for their son? Do they truly welcome and embrace me? The acts of love that they showed during this trip, y'all, there was no questioning about it. Like, I felt like their own child. And they called me, okay, our camera cut off, but I was just saying, and they called me daughter, so yeah.
Yeah, so it was exceptional, you understand? It was a wonderful experience. The first day was a wonderful experience. Like, my dad forgot about me.
That was the second day, actually.
No, on the first day, he was like, he moved his.
What do you mean in the second, like,
No,
the second day of the trip? Or?
Yeah, the second day of the trip, when we went to the village, like, he moved most of his attention from me as his son to my wife.
How did you feel like?
It was good, but looking at him, I'm like, man, I'm your son. I'm your son, did you forget? So yeah, that happened. So we had to go back home early the next day because we had to go back to the hotel to get good rest because the next day was going to be very busy because it was the actual farm day. It was the day we planned to go to the farm. Yeah, I won't believe what happened there, but it was wonderful. We went to the farm. Tell me the experience at the farm.
Yeah, so we got up early in the morning and I was excited. So I put on some jeans because I'm thinking we're gonna do some hard work, right? So let me put on some jeans and that way we can get dirty.
She wore armor. She wore a very huge armor.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna see a picture.
So I just wore a button-up shirt and jeans. Oh, and some socks because they were like,
Yeah, she had to protect. Look, she had to wear socks because there's a lot of sunflies, mosquitoes and
things like that. So got dressed and then we head to his parents' house, and I noticed my mother-in-law, she has on a skirt, and I was like, okay, I'm thinking, should I have more a skirt? But it's fine. Everyone knows, so it's fine. Like, so we get to the farm, and I just light up, like, cause I don't know. It's just like things like anything that's natural. I love it. So the farm was nice, and I was like thinking we're gonna actually do some hard labor. They wouldn't let me do anything hard. They didn't trust me enough for that.
So my dad left Lagos a few years ago to like establish big in the east, So he decided to have a big farm in so many places. So he did that, and he was establishing businesses in the east. All our businesses he has not just a crop farm, he has an animal farm, big one, just doing all the investment on there, and he decided he was going to build a big house for a business too. He was doing so much on there.
Yeah, so he built like a storefront. So maybe we'll show a picture of that as well. And also something very special that happened on that trip was we were gifted. Yes,
my dad gifted us a piece of land that day. I know he didn't do that for me, he did it for you.
No, he did it for you. He did it for you.
He gifted us a piece of a very, very expensive piece of land, and we were so happy about that. We're so grateful for that.
So we didn't actually take any pictures of the land, or I don't know, but yeah, but it's there.
Yeah.
So that was really nice, and I'm like, wow, gifting us land was pretty awesome.
Have you ever got to own a land in the U.S.?
No. Have you owned land before?
Of course. Of course, I own land. But he gave us, not like the land I own even now belongs to both of us. And plus my dad gifting us another one. Gifting us another land is huge.
More land.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we spent that day in the village. We had a good time there. I think it was our last day. Was
The
it?
farm.
Or was it?
I think the next morning we left. The next day we left, right?
No, we left that night.
That day?
That day.
Okay.
So it was a wonderful experience until it was time to travel. You know, the emotions was up there, leaving the village. So yeah, we rested after the farm, after everything. We rested and relaxed a little bit. Went back to the hotel, freshened up. We got back, got our luggage, got our bags, rather, and went back to my dad's house. Spent time with the family because we were waiting until evening to get to our night bus again.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We were waiting until evening to get to a night bus again because we had limited time. So we got enough rest and it was time for us to go. My mom and dad joined us to the bus station. We spent.
And that was a long journey to the bus station. So the fact that they joined us, that was very loving of them to even come because it felt like a long journey to that bus station. And on the way to the bus station, we saw, what is it called? Where the people in the costume, someone was.
Oh, masquerade.
Yeah, we saw one of those, and people were celebrating around it. That was different, and yeah, and then it started raining, of course, and, you know. And then once I got to this bus station, I realized I need to use the restroom. We have to find a restroom.
That was the beginning of terror.
Gosh.
That trip was the worst trip of my life. It was the worst trip of our lives.
And it was horrible. Like the way back was horrible.
Oh my God.
It started with like, okay, I need to just go restroom break really quickly. Well, we find the restroom, and I don't really want to go in the restroom by myself, cause what? I don't know. No, like,
Yes.
yeah.
We got on the bus.
Before the bus,
Yes, before the bus.
the restroom. When I go inside the restroom, I see it's just a hole in the ground.
Oh boy.
There's no toilet seats or anything. It's just a hole
It's
in
a
the ground.
pit toilet.
And then I'm like, there's no toilet paper. I'm like, oh my gosh. But I had a napkin with me, so that worked. And I'm just like, okay, that was crazy. I've heard of this when traveling. This is my first time actually having to experience one of the hole in the ground toilets. That was the first time ever.
Yeah, we got on the bus. And you know, traveling like that comes with eating a lot of things.
Yes.
A lot of germs, unhealthy things. Unfortunately, we ate
And it
those.
actually, like, it wasn't even unhealthy. Like, okay, the food we ate was natural foods in the village, but sometimes they're not the most sanitary things. So yeah,
So,
the cooking method.
as a Nigerian, believe me, that was the worst trip of my life. Now imagine her
On our way back.
on our way back to Lagos. Oh gosh, the stomach upset was terrible. The feedback was a terrible one.
Yeah.
So we got on the bus. I felt it before the vehicle left. I was like, something's wrong. But she was feeling super uncomfortable in the bus. Before the vehicle left, she was feeling super uncomfortable. But we felt, okay, maybe when the bus is moving, she'll get fresh air and she'll feel better. Plus, she was also hungry. So I went around looking for stuff. There were stuff to eat, but it wasn't.
Sanitary.
It wasn't hygienic. It wasn't looking so good. So
It was a sketchy area at the bus station on the way back.
mm-hmm.
There, you can sense it in the air, the energy, people moving fast paced. Like, it was a very sketchy, dangerous area.
Yes.
And even you said that like people would get robbed there all the time.
Yes.
Things go down there all the time.
I hate that place.
Yeah. So the fact that my husband left out of the bus, I'm like, where's my husband? Come back here, because
I had to go look for food.
oh my gosh.
Now the journey started. The journey was so terrible. Like, I had the worst stomach upset.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to use the toilet so bad, and the vehicle was in high speed. It was moving. The driver wouldn't stop. Like, it was so bad, and things were happening. Like, around us, everybody was feeling comfortable. But I and my wife, it was a terrible situation for us. She was having a stomach upset. I was having a very terrible stomach upset.
Yeah. And I was just praying to Jehovah. I'm like, Jehovah, just help me to like mind over matter. Like, I don't really have to use the restroom, right? Like, this is, we'll be home soon. But we were hours and hours and hours away from home. There was no home soon. And what they don't tell you, like, the bus only stops once. There are no toilets. That there are no public restrooms, okay? So if you have to use the restroom, when that bus stops once, everybody gets off that bus and they go find a place to squat. Women and men and women. And there's no toilet paper either. So it's just crazy business. And you think I'm gonna get out there and do that?
Nah, she wasn't gonna do it. So, but for me, it was terrible. Okay, the journey went on. We're holding ourselves. We're trying to put ourselves together. It was difficult. The AC was on, but I was sweating.
He was miserable.
I was miserable.
He was miserable. The agony wasn't just in his stomach, like that was the source, but it was all up and through his body. It was like in his head. He was sweating. It was horrible. And I'm just looking at my husband like, oh my, when your husband's in pain, it's like my baby. Like, okay, I'm trying to make him get comfortable. Here, babe, lay your head here. Okay, let me just. Maybe you need to take off some stuff. Maybe he's just too hot. It was just like.
Mind you, this was midnight. Nowhere to go. We're stuck in the bus. We either move or we stop. But even if we stop, there's nowhere to go to after we stop.
Yes, and all you see is like large fields of grass as you're going through on the way back. Like, so if you actually tell the bus driver that you want to stop here, you're in a field basically of grass, and who knows who's out there in the field waiting on you to stop at a bus and come get you. Like, it's just dangerous. There's nothing nearby for miles away. Like, you're stuck. You're actually just stuck in the situation that you're in.
Yes. So finally we got to the stop at the middle of the journey. In between journey, we got to a stop, and
the only stop.
The only stop, yeah. So we got off the bus. We wanted to end that journey.
Yeah.
So when the bus stopped, we saw a hotel, and in front of the hotel, there were people on drugs.
Yeah. So mind you, the bus stopped. Everybody gets off the bus to go find a place behind a car, behind something to go pee, and I have to pee really badly, and yeah, and then outside of the bus, there's people. Now mind you, it's dark. It's pitch black dark. There's people outside who are up to suspicious activities, on drugs, probably people who do witchcraft. You just never know. So yeah.
So we were looking for a way out.
Mm-hmm.
We really wanted to end that trip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there was a hotel right outside at the stop.
Yes, but it was not. It didn't look safe at all.
Mm-mm.
It wasn't safe, but we still wanted to get off this journey.
Mm-hmm.
So we went into the hotel. We met the security man. We asked him for help. Like, hey, first thing first, we need to use the toilet. on going there, the sight of the toilet ahead was terrible.
Yeah, and it was so sketchy that it felt like that hotel was like places like people would actually probably just stay at. Bad people who had no good intentions would probably hover around that place in hopes that someone would want to use the bathroom and they would set them up and do bad things to them. So I was not. So we asked if we can use the bathroom, and the security was like, "We're full."
The hotel was full.
Yeah, the hotel is full. But then he was like, "Okay, you can go use the bathroom." So, but I'm like, I'm not, baby. You like, come on, we're gonna go to the bathroom together because my man is my security. He's my safety, So, and then I see the restroom, and I'm like, I'm not using the bathroom here. This doesn't feel safe. This doesn't feel right. It's not right. So we both decide that.
Yeah.
So we're hand in hand. We're going back to the bus. Now, mind you, prior to us going to the hotel, we asked the driver if he can give us just 10 minutes. We just need 10 minutes to find a restroom. He's like, if you're not back in 10 minutes, we're gone. So he gave us an extra 10 minutes or whatever. But we didn't need that because the bathrooms were just, you can't. Okay, so we're coming out of the hotel because we decided not to use the bathroom there. It was just not safe. And on our way back out of the hotel, the people outside of the hotel, they're laughing at us. They're like, they're laughing and saying, what the lady say? She's like, we like the way you wipe yourself, like making fun of the fact that we feel like we're too good to go squat outside with everybody else and not have to use toilet paper.
It didn't feel safe there. That was the truth. It didn't feel safe. There were horrible people there.
Yeah.
As a Nigerian, it was horrible. It didn't feel safe. It felt like those people. Even if we have the opportunity to stay the night there, something bad will happen.
Exactly. And those people are the people that you don't say when they're making fun of you or they're saying stuff to you. You don't say anything back because you just like you don't know. They could be doing witchcraft.
It's just like answering their call.
Yes. So you just ignore it and you keep going like it never happened. And that's exactly what we did. We just kept going.
Mind you, if you're non-Nigerian, this is Benin. This is Benin. Edo. So
Benin is another state.
Yeah, so if you know well, people are scared of those people. Yeah.
You can just tell from their voices something isn't right about this. This is not right. Demons. So yeah. So we get back on the bus.
We got back on the bus and the journey continued. And that was the beginning of another trouble, bigger trouble to come.
Yeah, because the stop was supposed to be like the halfway stop. But in actuality, it wasn't the halfway. Like it felt like the journey got longer. The closer that we thought we were getting there, the journey felt longer. So
as we continue the journey, so the vehicle was driving normally, and we had to stop. And then I looked ahead. I had to look out, stick my head out the window to find out why we stopped. So mind you, at this point, the upset was getting worse.
Just imagine, like, you know how you boil water, and the longer it boils, the more like it's just coming up and up and up. That's what was happening in his stomach.
So it was getting worse. So when I looked out, I had seen that, like, we're driving and our vehicle had to take a fast brake, and it was like stopped. And when I looked out, I had seen that a truck that was in front of us had, like, what happened? Like,
the truck in front
just shut down in front and wasn't moving anymore. Or it had, the neck of the truck had bent.
Because there was a car accident in front.
Yes, there was a car accident in front. The neck had bent and it wasn't moving. Like, it was just stopped. There was an accident in front.
It was a gas truck, a gasoline truck. Y'all know the big trucks, the gasoline trucks in America? It's one of those.
So we were heading to hit that truck.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so the vehicle, the bus we were in was able to stop on time. And guess what? Like, okay, at this point, I jumped out of the vehicle.
Because he couldn't take it anymore. He jumped out of the bus. Because he couldn't take it. He needed to go relieve himself.
Yeah, so I jumped out of the bus and I had to go help myself outside.
Without even telling me what he was doing. That's how much he was suffering. He couldn't even communicate to me what was happening.
It was so bad, like I had to jump out immediately, and within seconds, like I had done my first business.
So let's just make sure y'all understand. So there was a gasoline truck in front of us that came to a full stop. There was an accident with it. Something was wrong. So our bus was coming, and we almost hit the truck, but the bus actually stopped in time. My husband jumped off the bus, right? He relieved himself very quickly, but as he jumped off the bus, what did you see?
I saw another big truck coming to hit the bus my wife is in.
And that truck?
And then the driver did, like...
He was on fire.
Yes. So what happened was, by the side of the road, there's like a ditch, a very deep ditch. So instead of what the driver did, instead of hitting our bus, he went into that ditch and caught fire. Big fire.
Yeah.
And my wife, not too far from the bus my wife was in, so everybody was running.
So at this point, everybody in the bus was trying to hurry and get off the bus. Now, if y'all know, I don't know, okay, you know, I don't know how to say this, so if I say this the wrong way, don't judge me, please. But sometimes African people, when they're in a panic, things get total, like, chaotic, okay? So people in the back of the bus are trying to rush out the one little door, like out the door, and so you can easily get trampled on, like people can easily get hurt. So I'm thinking in my mind, well, I see the commotion, I see everyone trying to get off the bus, but I don't know what they're saying, right? And my husband just got off the bus right prior to them, but I'm just like, okay, Kiara, stay calm. And that's normally what I do when there's a heightened situation. I stabilize myself, like, okay, so I'm calm, but everyone else is trying to rush off the bus. I'm like, okay, whatever's happened, it's all right. Cool. Yeah,
so I had seen it, and I had seen the fire coming up, and at that point, obviously my wife didn't know what was going on. Yeah. When people were running, like I was somewhere up there, I was somewhere down there, and people were running towards me. I was like, what's going on? Like, this is bad. I had to run back to the bus.
Because he was in the bush relieving himself. And they were running off the bus because they saw the fire, they saw the truck that was on fire getting ready to hit our bus. Okay, so they were running off. So my husband is seeing this outside of the bus.
Yes, and I had to run back to my wife. And when I got to the bus, I had seen people were rushing out of it, trying to run away in case the fire gets big and burns our bus. So I had to run behind it, closer to the fire. Like I had to go behind it, go round to the window where my wife is at.
And he's searching for me, he's looking for me, and I see him looking for me, but I can't get the window open. And then I finally get it open, like, okay.
I wanted to draw her, it was way high like this. I was trying to draw her. I wanted to draw her out of the vehicle from the window. It was a terrible situation. Oh boy. But thanks to God,
the vehicle missed the bus. The truck missed the bus, and it went over into the ditch, the side of the road. So it missed me.
At that point, the driver moved.
So we're good.
So we got safe when the driver, they were able to clear out the first accident in front and move away from the fire.
And all of this is happening in not even up to a minute. It's happening in seconds.
Fast. Everything happened so fast.
So we could have gotten to the car accident up front. We could have also gotten into the car accident in the back of us.
It would have been a sandwich.
But it felt like Jehovah was definitely protecting us, because there's y'all in that situation at nighttime, in the middle of nowhere. It felt like just bushes and grass everywhere, and it's just like, and you hear all the commotion. People are trying to get out of the bus, and my husband's already outside the bus, and then I see him searching for me. I don't know what's going on, but my babe, I love this man. I was like, okay, I see my husband. My husband knows I'm here. He's gonna get me, whatever it is, whatever it takes. So yeah, okay, so that happened. So he lays eyes on me, okay, and the car misses the bus. So now everyone starts to get back into the bus. My husband's back inside the bus now, and we're moving.
And we started our journey. They started the journey. They continued the journey rather. So that was the beginning of my stomach upset. Like it got worse and worse and worse. I was in the bus screaming, like not like come on, but like I was in pain. It wasn't.
So he wasn't like literally screaming, but inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when I got to the we got to a point. I was like, hey, please, hey friends, please, tell the driver to stop. I want to get off the vehicle. I want to stop this journey.
And I didn't even know he was saying that. So I don't even know if that was like, was that actually happening or were you hallucinating? Because he was in such misery.
Oh
like,
boy.
So he was telling the person in front of him, like, hey, when the driver stops, tell him to stop. We want to get off the bus.
We didn't want to. I didn't want us to continue.
And mind you, I'm still having the stomach upset, but my mind is stronger. But at this point, whatever he ate a large amount of it. And it's really like fostering.
Yes,
So even though he relieved himself, it felt like it just got worse after the relief because it was so quick, I guess, and like it was not out of your system yet.
Yes. So God helped me. Like He really helped me. I fell asleep, and I was asleep until we got to Lagos. And when we got to Lagos, not long after that, I woke up and it was still there. But because we are already we're already in Lagos, I just had hope. Hey, we're going to get home soon. Hold it. You can hold yourself a little bit more. We're going to get home soon.
And the roads don't make anything any better because there's so many dips and
It just
boom. It's just like it's just shaking up the stomach constantly, just getting shook up.
Yeah.
Worse.
So we
Then we got to Lagos, yes, and we got to our stop. We get off the bus, and then we have to find a taxi to our home. My husband's just like, whatever the taxi man says,
whatever he charges, I am paying.
Normally here you bargain.
We need to bargain, but in that
He's
moment,
like, whatever the price is the price.
we're going. And yeah, the man used the opportunity. He overcharged us, but let's go. So yeah, we got home and I headed straight for the bathroom.
And then we had to get, and then after relieving ourselves, we had to get medication. Like we were clearly sick and not feeling good. So we had to get some medication and, things like that, and hydrate a lot and rest a whole lot.
Yeah.
So on the way to the east, to the village, it was nice with the exception of, the fight that broke out. And, and it was pretty cool to hear them singing and things like that. And our actual stay in the village was very pleasant. I enjoyed it so much. Very heartwarming. And our way back was a trip of a lifetime. So much so that we said we would never, because prior to this trip we were like, maybe we'll travel throughout West Africa, on the road, like be adventurous, be fun.
Never again, never, over. I'm no longer doing that.
We were saying like, when we go back to the east, we will fly.
Yes.
Because that will never happen again.
Not for me.
So, yeah, that's basically the end of our story time. We hope y'all enjoyed it. Hopefully we captured y'all's attention and y'all felt like y'all were on that journey with us, because boy, oh boy. It was horrible.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Is there anything else?
Yeah, it was an experience, and we will tell. We'll continue to tell. So that's it. That's it for now. That's what we have to share.
So if you like this video, please remember to actually like this video. Give us a thumbs up.
Subscribe, please.
Yes, Please subscribe.
Yeah, I'm only watching the videos and not subscribing. Please subscribe.
Subscribe. It's free.
It's free. God's
It's
not
free.
doing
It's free. And yeah, if you've made it this far in the video, leave some type of vehicle emoji, a
Thank
car, a bus, or something to let us know you made it to this part of the video.
And I'm saying thank you. We are saying
Thank you. And we will catch y'all in the next video. Bye.